Old Hollywood had some terrible, stereotyped yellow-faced depictions of Asians by white actors, such as Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's, who had a very cringe-worthy performance with buck teeth, taped eyes, and a crazy, bumbling accent. Other actresses, such as the African-American woman Juanita Hall, played an Asian in South Pacific. Louise Rainier, a white woman, played in The Good Earth in 1938 and won an Oscar for Best Actress. While the percentage of the U.S. population of Asian and Pacific Islander individuals is 7.6%, their inclusion in Hollywood has been around 5.9%. Early on in Hollywood, Asian American actors and actresses were pigeonholed into playing ethnic stereotypes, mostly background or supporting roles. Some Asian Americans, such as Bruce Lee and Anna May Wong, did manage to have successful film careers, but with many challenges. Anna May Wong couldn't kiss her romantic leads on screen because Hollywood's Hays Code enforced anti-miscegenation laws, which banned interracial relationships, preventing her from playing romantic leads opposite white actors, a major factor in her move to Europe for richer roles. These racist laws, reflecting social bans on Asian white marriage in places like California, limited her roles to stereotypes or exotic dragon lady types, even though she was an American citizen. Bruce Lee starred in 5 major martial arts films with these iconic roles. 2 of the films were released posthumously after he died tragically in 1972 from brain swelling. The USC Annenberg report titled The Prevalence and Portrayal of Asian Pacific Islanders Across 1,300 Popular Films, the authors write, Anna May Wong, the first Chinese American film star whose career spanned from the 1920s to the late 1950s, joked that her gravestone should say, she died 1,000 deaths, for the number of times she died by suicide or was killed on screen. Unfortunately, Asian Pacific Islander characters were still expendable in films. In the 100 top films of 2019, just over a quarter of Asian Pacific Islander primary and secondary characters died by the end of the film, and all but one death ended violently. How does that seem to be a positive representation of Asians in Hollywood, with Jackie Chan being the Karate Kid master?
Well, I think the word was out that he did his own stunts, so he was quite physically talented. And, Tom Cruise did his own stunts, so it kind of, put him in the same category where you have a talented actor. This time he's Asian, although he didn't rise to the level of Tom Cruise in terms of popularity. It still, gave the Asian population some exposure in Hollywood.
Jackie Chan kind of did the same type of roles that Bruce Lee had done, but then Jackie Chan didn't really want to be mimicking Bruce Lee's style as more of a serious fighter, so he kind of brought his more comedic type of fighting style.
Well, Jackie Chan, brought Hollywood into it more than Bruce Lee, in that, as you mentioned, he added more stunts and different things that probably aren't, what they would do in the traditional martial arts. But it sells in Hollywood, it's probably, people are interested in gimmicks and that kind of thing.
Do you know of any famous Asian American actors?
Asian American actors?
Anyone famous?
No.
When was the last time you saw an Asian American, even if you don't know their name, when was the last time you saw an Asian American actor in a movie or TV series?
Like yesterday.
Do you remember which show that was?
No, I do not.
What are some Asian stereotypes that you've observed in Hollywood films?
Typically they make them speak English pretty badly sometimes. And yeah.
What type of roles do you imagine Asians doing online or in Hollywood? It really doesn't
Like
matter the
superior.
type of role. You don't think it matters the type of role?
No, I don't think it really matters what type of role they are. It can be anything.
Have you heard of Bruce Lee or Anime Wong?
Uh,
You've heard of Bruce Lee? Who is your favorite character in these scenes and why? I think Fatty Choi is my favorite character because he's funny. Okay, how do you think it is funny or not? What helps make it funny or not? I think it's funny because he's kind of a comedian. He's kind of a comedian, and he's always kind of like saying like funny comments and things. So it's kind of funny that way. Okay, what makes the series a good Asian American representation? Well, I think it has a lot of the stereotypes that are typical for Asian Americans in Hollywood, and it kind of makes it a little bit less like serious and a little bit more light, makes it more fun and a little bit more less serious. The top 1,300 films from the years 2007 to 2021, only 29 had Asian lead or co-lead roles. There were 10.5 times as many anthropomorphized animals as leads co-leads as there were Asian and Pacific Islander women. In the 2024 DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda 4 movie, 8 of the 17 speaking characters of the film were Asian Americans, and only 3 were females. Similar to how Jackie Chan adapted his skills to become more marketable for Hollywood, the Asian American writers, directors, and producers of Interior Chinatown have created a new way of looking at traditional Asian American stereotypes. It has a very creative and complex script with engaging and easy to follow storyline. The kung fu fighting is strong, and the story unfolds with visual and audio plot switches. Characters change roles from waiters to becoming crime-fighting detectives, and from being unseen to being seen. The storyline follows every typical and atypical stereotype of Asian Americans. The characters choose to be winners, waiters, and witnesses, or all three, in their pursuit to solve the crimes of Chinatown. Anime Wong's voice was an American Californian accent and was low-pitched, calm, clear, and cultured, whereas actor-comedian Ronnie Chang uses his own Malaysian Chinese accent that most Americans think is fake, but he is a comedian as well as it actually being his accent. According to Yoon, 2017, Hollywood gatekeepers often lack the cultural knowledge to tell the difference between stereotype and reality. Latina, Latino, and Asian American actors commonly witness the inability of Hollywood gatekeepers to distinguish authentic accents.